It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see Garrett Wilson. It was a nice line for him a week ago, reaching the century mark and scoring a touchdown. It's the Jets and the Dolphins, and it's all up next.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, a fun matchup in the AFC East, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
NFL's first ever Black Friday clash. The Dolphins and the Jets underway here at MetLife Stadium. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Now Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
Injuries overshadowed a great season from Tua last season. He led a Miami passing game that was one of the best in the league, and even more importantly, took them to the postseason for the first time in 6 years. That jump they were looking for from it, it absolutely occurred.
Hill going to go in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Tua. The short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So Tua making the completion there. What's different about playing a left-handed quarterback like him? And specifically, I guess, what does his defense need to try and take away?
I'll take the first part that you asked about being left-handed. We've got to find out if he can move to his right and still continue to be accurate. So I want to push him in that direction and see if he can get his body squared around and make those throws that he's used to making. The next part is he's a dart thrower. Loves those short to intermediate routes first. Sit on those and make him throw the deep ball. Not that he's not capable, but you want him to prove it to you first.
And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. You talk about this Jets defense. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's about what you consider the break-even mark. If you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course. A pretty nice effort.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So the completion good for just 3. And 3rd and 8 now. From the gun, it's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 30. A gain of 22. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Back to the ground, HN. They find some open field here. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Tua going to throw. Wilson snags it left side. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 7-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Here's Tua. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Xavier Gipson now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here come the Jets for their initial possession of the game. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
And what was really attractive about Zach Wilson coming out of college, coming out of BYU, his ability to create and make plays when many people thought they didn't exist. But what's been even better is watch him improve in the pocket. Able to hit the back foot, make the right read, and the right throws.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Jets at 500, sitting at 5-5. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. You talk about this Miami defense. They played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? Play action. It's Wilson. Here's a diving catch right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards to play.
When I played in the yard as a kid, I used to imitate the spectacular catches that I would see on TV. I don't think I ever imitated one quite that well.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
No, I know better. What we just saw there, that was pretty special.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. And he'll work down inside the 45. But taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. 11 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week. And most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there,
he's got a man, complete. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And a great example there of just getting the feet in a tough spot. It seems like every year these guys get better at this.
Well, I think the drills get better, that they work on training camp, off-season work, OTAs. But also a lot of these guys have dance backgrounds, ballet backgrounds, and they take that and carry it over to the football field.
Sanders on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole, and it leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. His throw incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They go play action now. Wilson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Now Tua on the bootleg here. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal. Mostert will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going. Right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And Cook running on 1st down, but this defense up to the task there as they stop him before he can even get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 1 officially. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They go play action with Wilson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. Open man, here is Cobb. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain of 39 that time.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets get a bit closer. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
Zerline good with a PAT, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Miami set to take over. They are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of any more missteps, though. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
On 2nd down, a run by Achane.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
That is caught. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
3rd catch of this 1st half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this 1st half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And the Jets are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Intercepted. The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Now it's Wilson. And that's going to be caught downfield by Lazard. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 27 yards there, a first down.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a first down.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he's got it down to the 28.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
28-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Now Wilson. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Randall Cobb. 28 yards.
And the Jets get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Now Zerline on and the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Well, indeed, try to run it out as they start on the ground. Oh, able to avoid him. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
A gain of 12. And the Dolphins first down.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that one is still scoreless as they play in the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Gunn and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Taken at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Cook again. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. And quickly they get to the line.
It's a gain of 3.
On third down, Wilson. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half. Still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
And this ball is going to be touchdown just shy of midfield. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were winners last week defeating the Raiders, and right now they're in the driver's seat here as they start off 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. Well, a tough throw there across his body. It's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Here's 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer falls incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Can they come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down?
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
21G.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
He was brought down by Jermaine Johnson. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Right back to Achane on 2nd down. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now Tua. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Jets set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Running left, it's Hall. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Throwing is Wilson. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the right sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Alan Lazard, 76 yards. And the Jets have got it back to within a score. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and they're within 7 now at 28-21. The touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have the 2 touchdown catches.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Tua going to throw. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's brought down. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
That penalty is declined.
Up the middle, Achane. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Play action. Now it's Tua. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. But he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space. Couldn't uncover the end of the route. And that one winds up incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The before they can get the punt away. Whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. New York ready to go again offensively. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. On first down, Wilson. He's going to get this one complete here to Kyle. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 52 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet. But you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Now this one setting up for a great finish, all tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Berrios now from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
A run straight ahead with H.M. And space tough to come by there. So get maybe a yard to the 37.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Gets this one to Hill. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Holding offense.
And that's on Austin Jackson, first-round pick in 2020.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Running right, here's Achane. A nice little juke. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 72 yards. And the Dolphins strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and they will take a 7-point lead. On the return is Gibson. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And our focus now moves to Randall Cobb. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good, too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's 2nd down. They go play action now. Wilson. Got a man. That's Lazard. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
The partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just got to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that, that can finish things off for them.
I think this is a free play for Wilson. Oh, to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Let's go. Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. Here's Wilson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Farmer, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right at midfield. We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here comes Mostert. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wilson. Open man, here is Cobb. Well, it took us until the final play chart to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have